of gas. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the show. I'll play the music. You might not hear it, depending on whether or not Zoom is being nice. But then we'll come in. You might hear a few seconds of silence. We'll come in, and Jacob will introduce you, and we'll just talk about whatever is on your mind.
Okay.
All right, Jacob, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. That music can only mean one thing. It is time for the Open Micers Podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig, and we have a fabulous guest for you tonight. First guest of February. How honored are we? You know her from all of the things, including The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, and her very own comedy special, All the Best Choices, which you can stream right now on 800 Pound Gorilla Media. It's the one and only Jess Salomon. How are you doing tonight?
I'm well. How are you? Nice to be here. Are we on? We're live like on, is it Discord?
We're on Twitch right now.
On Twitch. Okay.
Then it'll be available on YouTube later on tonight.
Okay, cool. What's up,
yeah,
Twitch?
We're twitching, dude.
Jacob looks like he's about 2 steps away from death, so we'll try to get through the show tonight.
Yeah. So we can't.
Do you have COVID or what's going on?
I hope so, honestly, because if I want it to kill me at this point. I've been sick for 2 weeks. We had to reschedule our guest last week because I was sick. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, it comes a point in your life as an adult where you just can't be sick anymore. So
people get tired of it.
Yeah, it's like people get tired of you. And I'm diabetic too, so it's like I'm just getting sicker until I lose a foot.
Andy works around special needs children, so
Yeah.
That's have you actually been to work in the last 2 weeks? Like, you just started that job, and
I worked yet today. Yeah.
I wasn't even connecting the, immunity reasons or the immunocompromised reasons for not going into work with disabled kids. What did you say? Disabled kids?
Special
needs whatever
kids.
you want to call them.
Well, not anything, anything. With special needs kids. I was thinking like, everything that you were saying was so sad. And then I just was getting sad, but also thinking, like, what a good person. But I wasn't even thinking of, you shouldn't go to work with kids that are, have immunocompromised scenarios, I guess.
Yeah,
although maybe they don't. Yeah, they will be fine. They're resilient.
I don't think he should go to work anyway, because they can't learn anything from him. Like, there's no way Jacob can teach anybody anything.
I have to remember to bring my badge or they'll think I'm one of the students. They won't let me out of the fucking building.
You do have a baby face and you look healthy enough. I mean, it's February. I'm so red right now and I'm drinking a glass of red wine and I fully look like I have one of those kind of like alcoholic rosacea faces. And it's only like, I wanted to say, well, I'm also holding this microphone like this because this is the way that it works. We discovered in the green room, but I went to the gym and I was rushing. That's why it's not alcoholism.
Oh, I thought it was that rosy alcohol glow that you had.
Let's say that's what it is. This is like really like a cry for help. So tell the Twitch community, let me know.
You're in Canada right now?
I'm in New York now. I'm Canadian, but I live here. So yeah.
Why did you do that?
Me. Why did I do that?
Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
I wasn't sure if you said, how did you do that? And I was like, do you really want to talk about the immigration process?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why? I mean, the joke answer is that I hated healthcare and, democracy. But it's a small market, Canada. It's not. I'll just say that this is the broadest statement ever, but I stand by it. Okay. And that is that the things that make Canada a good country and a good country to live in make it terrible for show business. And the things that make America a terrible country make it excellent for show business. And so that's why I'm here. Show business.
So explain how that works. Like, how does free healthcare kill the entertainment industry? I'm not getting the connection there.
I guess it's just from in the general sense of, well, I don't know if it killed the entertainment industry. There's not really like a star system. There's a couple of things culturally, but one of the things I'd say is very generally, difficult circumstances make for good comedy. Mm-hmm. And so I think that like the political tensions here and like just all of the layers, like there's so much going on here all the time. It's like Canada's like one channel and like America's like all of the streaming services. And, you just like in terms of like, you just can't even keep up with what's going on. It's a lot.
Hulu with the add-ons.
Yeah.
Canada's
it's a lot
Netflix.
of it.
So you're saying good mental health doesn't do well for comedy.
I mean, I don't want to, yeah, exactly. You should get as red in the face as possible from alcohol, from years of comedy and just needing to kill time between spots and drinking a lot. And yeah, no, I don't know if it's that, but it's just that politically, like there's not, I mean, people there hate it when I say this because, of course, everybody thinks that their problems are problems. And I will say that as far as the Indigenous people go, they've been treated very badly. But everybody else, it's, I mean, it's kind of like white people problems a little bit. Like when I go home, it's honestly like a weight is lifted and it just feels so relaxing. And, I go back to Montreal and people are complaining about the roads and there's too many orange cones and the construction and it's like corrupt and nothing gets fixed properly. And I'm just like, give it to me. Like, are like the French and English still upset with each other? Like, are there new language laws? Like, do English people have to go to French school? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so relaxing. It's basically like a meditation for me at this point.
I just wonder what problems Canadians actually have. Just like, I'm out of maple syrup, eh? Like that just seems like the worst of the problems up there, other than it just being cold.
New question: is that racist? Yes or no? Let's discuss. Let's cancel Jason right now.
Yeah, why is it okay for me to imitate Canadians, but not okay to do a Mexican accent? Is it just because it's brown people? Why? Like, why don't we have border security on the northern border to keep you damn Canadians out of our entertainment?
I mean, I wish I could say I'm here to take your jobs, but my career is not going great right now. So.
Hey, you were on the Tonight Show, so I don't want to hear it.
I know. That was a very high point. That was a high point. That was definitely the peak. Yeah.
You can take over this podcast for us if you want.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
I think when things are more equal in the world that we could probably do all the accents. It's just that I think it's like a function of the different status and place that people find themselves in. And I think Canada is for sure a legitimate target. I have a lot of jokes about the Dutch in my set. And I don't think there are a lot of people you can make fun of anymore, but I think the Dutch are still squarely on the board. I will say that. I won't do the whole bit, but one of the things that I say is, the expression youth is wasted on the young. Mm-hmm. So I've adapted it to say good looks are wasted on the Dutch because they're a very tall, very athletic, very strong, attractive people, but zero sex appeal, like nothing at all. Like, do you know what a short, hairy Italian man would do with that height and bone structure? Like, it's not a fair world.
Jacob, how do you feel as a Dutchman? Oh,
are you Dutch?
I'm not Dutch. I'm not fucking Dutch.
You're not.
I'm
Dutch.
Scottish, actually.
Okay. See, I was gonna say because you're sitting down, but you don't seem tall or athletic.
Yeah, I'm very tall, just not athletic at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that you're not that attractive, but you have a lot of sex appeal. And that's how come you're not Dutch. I could tell.
Thank you.
You're very sweet. You're very cute.
It's all confidence.
You know what I mean? I don't know why I came on this podcast and started insulting the very sweet guy that
The Jacob
Invited
Craig.
Oh,
back.
tell me more.
The Jacob Craig sex appeal is just 90 is why we have 90% of our audience. Just like he's just raw sexuality.
You
Through
have
the
amazing
roof, dude.
skin, I will say. Like gorgeous hair, gorgeous skin. And
That's
Thank
called alcohol
Yeah, keep going.
glow.
I mean, I got to work on my lighting setup in here. I did not have time. Yes, I should powder my nose. Anyway, I don't even, this is a visual medium on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you could make fun of Canadians. I think that like, you know, there are problems like anywhere else. Individual people have problems for sure. But this whole thing, like during the pandemic with like the truckers, where it was like Trudeau's like Hitler and like he's a dictator. It's like, what are you literally talking about? Like, it's so wild, you know, like, yeah.
Is Trudeau still the guy over there?
Yeah, he's still the guy. Yeah.
Whatever.
He keeps winning. He's the first election he won. I mean, we have a parliamentary system. So the first election he won with the majority. And then the next two he won with a minority government. So he needs like other parties and people to like vote with his party to have a majority. So it's not, he did lose something, but there's not really any any contenders, you know. There's not really any competition.
He's too handsome to lose. I mean, who's going to go up against him? The guy just he's like the most handsome. He's like the most
Jacob Craig.
He's the most handsome guy in government, and you know, down here we get you know, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, who's like 115 years old.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, dude, he's only a couple years younger than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob, zing.
Fucking hate this guy. Anyways, Trudeau survived the whole like blackface thing too. Like he's unstoppable.
Yeah, that does come back, but it's not enough, really. I mean, I should say there was a black face and also a brown face. I think the brown face came out first, where he dressed up. I don't know if it was like Aladdin or something like that. But my wife, who's Arab, was saying that Arabs don't really get upset about that because they're just like so surprised anybody wants to dress like them or be them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think, you know, the thing about Trudeau is that he's a little bit clueless, but I really do feel that, and again, I'm putting Indigenous people aside because they've been truly treated horribly, including by the Trudeau government. They've been really screwed over. Like historically, it's like our national, you know, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Original sin.
That's been happening since the beginning of mankind, and it's
for sure. You guys had it here too, but everybody is, you know. Then you had slavery, so you never even really got to the Indigenous people.
Yeah, just wait till the aliens come. The aliens are going to come and just enslave all of us. I feel it's going to happen here pretty soon.
I mean, if the aliens don't come, it's either the aliens or the AI robots.
Oh yeah. AI is going to take over first, and then the aliens are going to come.
Mm-hmm. Where are the aliens going to come, Jason?
Do you remember the muy thing they were talking about a few years ago? They said it was like a big space rock that came into the
Chinese
solar
space
system.
Balloon?
Yeah, the big space balloon. No, not that balloon. It's called like muy or something. And it came into the solar system and it was acting all weird, and then it left, and it was supposed to be like some big asteroid. And now they're saying like, you know, maybe it was aliens. And what if it was? What if the aliens sent like a probe and they're like, yep, them motherfuckers are still fucked up. Let's go get them. And now they're on their way. What if they're on their way right now to enslave all of us so that we, you know, like have to like mine minerals out of the earth, and then they're going to kill us?
What makes you think they want our minerals?
Have you never watched a science fiction movie, man? That's why.
But why do they want our minerals? What's different about our minerals?
I don't know. Maybe they need them for something.
Then why? They have spaceships, dude. They don't need iron.
Maybe they need water. Have it. Maybe their planet ran out of clean water.
I love that.
Then their spaceship's going to overheat. on the way here.
That's what they need the water for. Their spaceship is overheating, and they need some water to put in the
They just need
radiator.
an oil change.
Yeah.
I like that Jason's idea of what the aliens are coming for and what they want is like what man has thought that they want in science fiction movies.
Boom.
And the
What
anal
they really
probes.
want is some good old. They want some good old Earthling butt. That's what they want.
Do you believe
You
in
know
aliens?
exactly what they're coming for.
Jess, do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it'd be very egotistical and narrow to think that we're the only group out there in the whole universe. I think they are. And
Yeah.
didn't like this is, saying that there's so much to keep track of during COVID, like the height of COVID, when we were all quarantined, amongst all of the things that were happening can you guys hear my dog?
Yeah.
She hears the aliens. The dogs will know. I feel like the CIA or the Pentagon confirmed that they had found evidence of life, extraterrestrial life. So they just kind of slip that in, when they just slip that stuff in when they're like, there's enough going on, like, we'll just be like, yeah, we did.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Because when they did it, everybody was just like, all right, we got this freaking pandemic virus going around. There's people dying every day. Aliens, fuck it. Why not? That's pretty much what happened.
Like, this would be the time that nobody has like the bandwidth to deal with it. So let's just throw it out. So yeah, I even think it's been confirmed. I just wonder, I hadn't thought before about what the race between, like, who will come for us first, if it will be our own AI robots that man has created, or if it will be the aliens. And if those two have to face off, who do you guys think would win?
Oh shit, IBM Watson versus fucking the Queen Mother from Alien. I don't know, dude.
So
one plays chess, one plays checkers. You know what I'm saying?
You think the AI is going to be like Terminators, or is it going to be kind of like, sleek robots like iRobot?
I realize I asked
Probably
this question
Roombas.
and I don't watch sci-fi really, so I don't really know what to compare it to. But the AI
Roombas
is
versus
like
aliens.
The what? Robots versus
Roombas
aliens.
versus aliens is like the next big blockbuster by James Cameron.
Robots versus aliens on a plane.
I like it. Let's write it.
Yeah, I mean the difficulty that the robots have is that they're limited a little bit by who's created them, which is us. They surpassed us, but also, like, do you guys ever think about that the people, maybe you guys wouldn't think about this, that the people that are creating the AI and mostly making these robots that will then take us over are mostly men, scientists.
Yeah, we're gonna ruin everything we touch.
Like, those are the personalities that they're getting fed.
But here's the thing: most of the people that are creating things like AI are people that are like way too smart for their own good. They're like the smartest of the human race. But
socially, like, what's going on with that?
That's the thing. Like 99.9% of the rest of us are dumb shits. So like we're no match for the AI.
Yeah, I mean, they're creating.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I just feel like they're not getting, like, personalities of regular people that like would be fun to hang out with. Like, like they're just getting information, and I don't know if I don't know. It's not like necessarily the most well-rounded best people that are programming them necessarily.
Well, yeah,
definitely smart in one way.
They're creating unstoppable death robots that have like never gotten laid before. So it's like they're just going to come out and they're just going to like shoot at every teenage girl who's rejected the fucking scientists that turned them down.
Exactly. Guys, I don't know. I didn't mean to come on this podcast and preemptively cancel robots, but I think I'm doing it.
We should smash our computers right fucking now before the FBI repels through my window.
The AI is learning from the internet. Like the AIs like ChatGPT and all that, they're learning from the internet. And if we know anything, is that the worst people are on the internet that they're learning from.
including us in these 3 boxes.
Yeah, we're talking about it right now. We're going to be the first ones they come after. Like, these motherfuckers talking shit.
I don't know, dude. I feel like they would take one look at chat roulette and then just like burn the whole fucking planet down.
I mean, deserved, I guess. The thing that makes me the saddest in terms of like the programming and stuff is, when you go somewhere like at the airport and there's someone like a human person whose job it is to teach you how to use the self check-in stuff and the bag check printing thing, and just to phase out their own job. They're just there to like be like, oh, and this is how you do it. So next time I don't have to be here at all. And it makes me, I'm like, why are we doing this? We're doing this to ourselves.
So do you think the future's more like WALL-E, where we let AI take over all the jobs for us, and then we all just become fat and lazy and, eating pizza out of a cup? I mean, Jacob's already started. He's got like a 20-year start.
That's
I need to get me some
scenario.
of that cup pizza.
Cup pizza?
Cup of pizza.
Yum. I would do that.
So that cup pizza, dude.
Oh, yeah. I would eat it.
Pizza probably tastes better out of a cup.
I mean, then the cup should be pizza too. Isn't that like what they have at Panera? It's like the bowl of bread and then the food. Like,
yeah, the bowl should be the crust of the pizza. That way you could eat the bowl when you're done with the soup of pizza that's in the cup.
I mean,
what if the bowl was pepperoni?
Whoa. That seems leaky.
I'm a visionary.
Jacob's very leaky.
Leaky and greasy.
So I don't know how we got on AI, but that was a fun conversation. But let's talk about your career a little bit. You did do the Tonight Show. What is that like? We've had a couple of people on the show that have been on the Tonight Show.
About that.
I love hearing about it because that's a dream.
You know what? It was in spring of 2019. And so, pre-COVID, and it was everything that you would want that experience to be, honestly. Like, from my friends that came in to the, car coming to pick you up, dropping you off at 30 Rock. The tourists are there. They're like, who's coming out of this SUV? Is it someone from SNL? And they're like, and you're like coming out, and they're like, obviously disappointed because they have no idea who you are and you're nobody. But still, you get out of the car, and then there's a page assigned, and they take you through 30 Rock, and you go up to the dressing rooms, and all of the dressing rooms have a at least when I did it, I think it's probably still the case, a different theme, decorative theme. Mine was sort of like, I want to say like Cuban cigar kind of villa. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it was like, had a cool like vibe. Jane Goodall was on my episode, and they had put her in. I don't know if this was on purpose. I don't know that she would have requested it, but they had like a jungle theme room. And it was, people make a lot of fun of Jimmy Fallon for being such a big laugher, such an easy laugher,
Goober.
someone who, yeah, exactly. Like the guy that, messed up Trump's hair and paved his way to the White House. It's all Jimmy Fallon's fault. No, but that kind of very agreeable, uphold the status quo, whatever, type of guy. But when it's your turn to go out, especially for the first time to do late night, like, you want that guy who is just so happy and easy and like laughing at your jokes. And, as we were able to take a picture, and he came backstage, and he'd been to Montreal, and he, we made some jokes about poutine, and my mom was there, and sister. My mom, this was like the first time I think she kind of got it. Although there was a moment right before, like the night before, 2 days before, where she was like, got worried about what I was she got over the excitement of that I was doing it, and started to get worried about her friends watching it and what I was going to say about Israel in particular. And then like a little bit concerned about my, like what I was wearing. And how it was going to look kind of thing. And it just, there's a lot of moments in comedy where you feel yourself like in a big scenario, whatever's big at the time for, the biggest thing you've done at that point, where sometimes it's happened to me. I don't know if you guys, where you kind of come out of your body a little bit and you're not really in it and you're kind of just going through it.
Mhm.
I just backstage before they opened the curtain, I just really remember thinking like, this could be the biggest thing. This could be it, like just truly. And people always say like, have fun out there. It never really registered. But this time I was like, just stay in your body and enjoy it. It's so quick and it takes so long to get here. And I actually stayed in my body and had fun, and the roots were there. And it wasn't, because I knew that at the time with some other shows, the hosts weren't there, right? They taped it beforehand and they just made it look like he was Colbert throwing it to the comic, but he was, but Fallon was there, and he was personally pumping up the crowd before the curtain opened. And he's like, her friends are here, her mom is here, give it up for them, she's got an album coming out. Like, he was really he's just such a host and such a good time. And then afterwards, Questlove, like he came and like you signed the drumsticks. And anyway, like from that night, and yeah, it was really like a dream. And then my wife was so sweet. She did like a little after party for me and had like a comedy photographer there that's amazing, and put together a little book of the photos from that night. And it was the best. It felt like the bat mitzvah I'd never had, because there was like the huge billboard, like the blown up picture of my album cover, and like the cue cards, and people were like, friends came and like signed them and took pictures. And that's, you guys don't know this, but that's like a classic bar bat mitzvah thing, is that there's like a big picture on like a foam core of the bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah girl, and like all the friends kind of sign it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
One more thing. Was this too much already?
oh
I
no,
don't know.
kid.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
So I had I'm forgetting her name, a model that was on the show.
Heidi
And
Klum.
no, it wasn't someone you guys would know, I don't think.
Giselle.
She's mostly known for having like a skin pigmentation.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I
My
mean?
girlfriend's a real big fan of her, but I can't remember
She's
her name.
cool, and I just can't remember her name right now. She was on the show, and Jane Goodall, who I was really great and fun to meet for 2 seconds.
Did she get to bring any gorillas with her?
No, no, I didn't have the animal segment. I mean, imagine, I don't think she does that stuff. But late night shows do that stuff for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And Fallon would be all about it. No, there was Cher was there, which was so major. Cher was there because they taped 2 episodes that night. It was a week of Easter and Passover, so there was no show taping on Friday, but that was when my episode was airing. So they taped 2 on the Monday, and it was Cher and then in the early one, and that was airing on Monday, and then we taped the Friday one on Monday. And so the whole episode was Cher. There was a show on Broadway at the time about Cher, and so there were all of these different Chers walking around. There was like young Cher, medium Cher, like older Cher, like real Cher. And
I like a good medium share.
Yeah, medium Cher is my favorite.
A good medium Cher. And she and so she's just such a huge star. And it was like everybody was very excited, and it kind of got pushed back a little bit because she wanted to do a lot of takes. And anyway, all that to say that my wife went to go watch it like from the side, and was like and she's not a huge Cher fan, but even she, just to be in the presence of, you don't really realize there's not that many stars like that anymore, where you feel kind of like, ooh,
Oh, yeah.
like my knees are a bit. And then at the end, she came out down the hallway, and everybody was like casually just like at their door, like not in their room, just kind of like wanting to get a glimpse of her. Just like, no, I just happened to be hanging out in this hallway. And she came down, and the model woman took a picture with her. She had her own photographer with her. So, and I didn't do that, but I made eye contact with her, and I'm so embarrassed about it's just like the moment, and you don't like, you just
Oh,
panic.
yeah.
But we
I've
made
had
eye
many
contact.
moments like that
Oh
where
my
you
God.
meet certain celebrities and you're just like, I would have a million things to say to this person. And then you meet that person and you're like, I can't think of a single question to ask or
No,
anything.
yeah, zero. And like all that came to my head literally as she walked by was, and I thank God, I really don't think she heard me. I don't project well. I said, great job out there. Like literally great set, like that was just my reflex. Like, hey, Cher, you know what? Like that was pretty good. That was good,
Yeah, you might make it in this town
Yeah.
And by the
one
way,
day.
was the model, was her name Winnie Harlow?
Yes.
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 Okay.
You got it.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
completely honest, Chief. Like, I wouldn't recognize Cher off the street.
That's because you're like
No.
12 years old. You don't know anything
Yeah.
before like 2010.
No, I only know her from being an Inspector Gadget.
Okay.
I didn't even know she was in
I
that.
didn't either.
Oh hell yeah, she was an Inspector Gadget, dude.
Do you know she looks so like she looks so amazing? And I don't know if it's because she kind of like started doing plastic
They're
surgery
Inspector
early
Gadget.
and so she like just kind of looked normal. I don't know because
Yeah, that's what I was
anyway,
gonna
but I
say.
think
That's
she's
called
great.
money. That's just called money.
But then like Madonna, speaking of aliens, looks like otherworldly. And Cher's
uh,
body, like it's crazy because she's really old now. Yeah, that's
so
great.
How
when
old
you,
is Cher? How
Ask
many
your
millennia
ask
has
oh,
your
Cher been on this
Siri.
planet?
she's got to be like
She's
80
in her.
now, right?
She might be 80. At least
Because
like
I know her mom just passed
75.
away, and her mom was like 100.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Guys, I actually went to 100-year-old birthday party around Christmas. Have you ever been to a 100-year-old birthday party?
No,
No, is it really fun or really sad?
No, well, in this case, it was really fun because
no.
she's
We
like
live in
in
the
crazy
South.
shape.
We live in the South. People rarely last like past 50 down here.
The food is not healthy,
No,
right? Is that why
no.
you're,
We eat a lot of
or is it the
gravy
cops?
and and fried foods. Everybody drops dead of heart disease by like 60.
Mm. But worth
Cher
it.
wasn't an Inspector Gadget, by the way.
I'm
I
glad that we
Googled it.
weren't like, oh yeah, we remember
I
her
was
from that.
hanging just to see if she was in Inspector Gadget.
No,
I was
I was
on
thinking
the
of
edge.
Cheri
I
O'Teri.
was on the edge of my seat there, Jacob. Thanks for clearing that up.
I was thinking of Cheri O'Teri. I thought Cheri O'Teri was Cher.
Because
Okay,
of the first name sounding similar.
That's exactly why. Well,
okay.
Cher's full name is actually Cheri O'Teri.
Oh, damn.
That's true.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jess. Like, I'm 45 and Jacob is like 22 now. What are you, 22 now?
Yeah, I have a birthday coming up. Thanks for remembering.
Yeah, so there's huge age gaps, so we try to fill in each other's blank spots of pop culture. And
Has Jacob taught you anything interesting that you didn't know pop culture?
not really.
What
Jason,
about
you're
you,
so mid,
Jacob?
dude.
Huh?
Jason, you're so mid.
What is
You're so
mid?
mid when you could be daddy.
What does that mean? What is mid?
Exactly. You don't know the young kid slang.
And I
That's
don't
young
want
kid
to.
slang.
Cause look,
No, Jason's taught me a lot.
yeah,
Okay. Any highlights?
I make him watch movies that he hates.
Like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. The worst fucking Halloween movie ever made, and he swears that it's a cinema masterpiece.
It is.
I haven't watched that many horror movies. I know those are more like comedy, probably. Although I did just watch The Menu. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, but I want to. It sounds good.
It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I've eaten off of a lot of menus lately. I haven't seen it though.
It's a very well-paced, fun horror comedy, and it really skewers, not no pun, the foodie world. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a little bit like in this theme of there's also this movie, The Triangle of Sadness, that's up for an Oscar, and it's he's like a little bit like White Lotus too, you know, like a kind of commentary on, and I don't know, like satire of the very wealthy, and it's fun to see them go down, you know.
The
Our
Bermuda
tables turned or whatever. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Bermuda Triangle of Sadness is what I call Jacob's house.
Dude, the Triangle of Sadness was loosely based off your divorce. Shut up.
So tell
I
us.
can't watch.
You guys are, it's really like divorced dad and like stepson scenario here.
It pretty much is, because I have to teach Jacob so much stuff.
Wait, how did you guys meet and start this podcast? Have you been through that so many times?
Through doing comedy.
We have, but
Comedy.
Yeah.
You know, comedy really brings old and young people together.
Yeah, we actually debuted like the first time ever doing stand-up. We were both booked on a show, our first time ever doing stand-up. So we both did stand-up for the first time 30 seconds away from each other.
Oh my God. But okay. But so Jason, you started later.
Yeah,
I was 17, Jason was 65.
Okay, so you had hope. You still have hope.
Yeah, right. I can still make it out.
Yeah. But we didn't actually meet and become friends until like 2 or 3 years later, when we started going to, because the reason I did comedy that night is because there was nowhere around here that was doing comedy nights or any kind of like open mics or anything. So, and I always wanted to try comedy, and we have a mutual friend who's also a comedian. His name's Wally. Got booked on this show from the guy wanted to have comedians and music and all kind of stuff. And I got asked if I wanted to do a 5-minute set. And I was like, yes, I would love to try comedy. This sounds awesome. And went and did comedy, and Jacob was there. I thought he was terrible. And
yeah, true story. I didn't talk to Jason afterwards because his comedy was so bad.
Yeah, mine was awful. It was like the worst 5 minutes you could possibly come up with. And then, but we didn't.
You guys
actually
were just starting, so it's fair. But now, do you love each other's comedy? Are you guys huge fans of each other?
Not really. We help each other out a lot. We help each other with bits and tags and stuff. So it's nice to have like an ingrained writing partner.
Yeah,
that is huge. You know, I'm married to a comedian, and your story sounds a lot like our story.
Yeah, we're practically common law married.
I feel like we don't have an age difference, but it was about like 2 years before anything sexual happened. And we were just like, you know, 2 people on the scene. She was already there.
All right, Jacob, we've known each other for about 7 years now. You ready for the sex to start happening?
Oh yeah, dude.
No, it's good. You don't want to be locked into this comedy couple thing too early.
No, but the fun thing is after we started, there was an open mic that started here in our city, and we started doing that, and then it started to spread out from there. You know, and at that particular open mic,
like a cancer.
Yeah, pretty much. And then that particular open mic we used to do, we would after every, you know, open mic, all the comedians would just kind of hang out and, you know, help like throw jokes at one another, just kind of do like a writing session for a couple of hours afterwards. And that's when me and Jacob really kind of struck up a friendship, just doing that. And I think the first time we actually officially met, we did a roast of Harry Potter that somebody that they booked for that place, and I got to play Voldemort, and Jacob was Harry Potter.
Wait, Jason, were you like a Harry Potter person? Because I feel like 45, it's like not.
I knew nothing about Harry Potter. I basically went on the internet and read the synopsis of like the Harry Potter, because I'd seen the movies, but I don't know who's who or what's what. So I just kind of like looked up characters and what the, you know, kind of like just looking through the internet. And I was like, I'll write some jokes off of this, and it was okay. I think, I don't know. I don't know much about Harry Potter.
I mean, that's you guys have a roasty relationship, so it makes sense as an origin. story. And also
Yeah.
it's fun to have a writing partner with like such a different perspective, because you can give each other jokes that like also that wouldn't work coming from you, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I give Jason all my jokes that have the N word in it.
He's
Everyone's
lying.
I
like,
can't use
yes,
it.
I can see that about this guy.
Yeah.
That's on
He looks like he'd
brand.
say it. Anyways.
This is the biggest wine glass in the world. I feel like it's like that. Was there an SNL sketch where the wine glass just gets so huge? I'm like, anyway.
Yeah, it was. That's the kind of wine glass where it goes in the stem. So you got to make sure that you don't miss a single drop.
Yeah. It's very, yeah, that's what I would want to have is the pizza cup where the cup is pizza and a glass of wine where it comes down the stem.
See, that's the thing. You could shape it like a wine glass. That way you could have fancy pizza in a cup.
And you could toast.
Yeah, you could toast with pizza toast.
Yeah.
Let's toast our pizzas.
I could see that, you know, if you're like at watching sports or something and you want to be like cheersing your team to be, I don't know anything about it. Like,
yeah, that's the most Canadian way to describe.
You cheers your team.
When you're watching the sports and you cheers your team, hip hip hooray! Football.
Every time I bring up sports, I like instantly regret it. I'm like, what am I doing? This is not. Yeah.
Don't feel
Although
bad. We don't watch sports
hockey,
either, so don't feel bad.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of funny you being from Canada, because I actually watch hockey more than I watch any other like American sport.
I do like hockey. I mean, I used to, you know, watch the Montreal Canadiens a lot, and I just don't really get it here. So I haven't, and I'm not enough of a hockey fan that I just will watch. Did I drop this? That I'll just watch the NHL, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch my team kind of thing, but I've sort of fallen out with it. My nephews are really into hockey now, but they live in Toronto, and so they're big Blue Jays fan. Blue Jays. They are Blue Jays fans, but they're Maple Leafs fans. This wine is hitting me, guys. Am I getting redder? Who knows? But it is a huge shame, because, you know, Toronto and Montreal are rivals as cities. I don't even think as hockey, although the Leafs might be better now and Montreal's kind of bad now, but historically the Leafs have been a shitty team, and it kills me that they're being raised in Toronto and they're big fans of the Leafs. They came to Montreal one weekend that I was there, and the younger one asked his dad for a Montreal Canadiens jersey at the airport before they left, and it was like my greatest accomplishment of the last few years. And then my brother-in-law was so pissed, and I was like,
yeah, hockey is just so much more interesting to watch than any, like, American sports are just slow and boring. Baseball, football, you get like, you know, 15 seconds of action and then like 10 minutes of commercials and huddles and whatever else.
I mean, I like that it doesn't go out, the puck. That keeps it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's on ice, obviously. So the fact that it's on ice and that it doesn't go out makes for a lot more speed and fun.
And there's always the looming threat that someone is going to get their jugular sliced open by a skate, which is great.
Yeah. Well,
That's
and they
why
do.
I
mean,
air hockey.
Yeah, there's no skates.
If you get your throat cut,
plastic dude.
Yeah, if you get your throat cut playing air hockey, you're playing with the wrong people there, Jacob.
Yeah, right. You get sharked. Like you owe someone some money over an air hockey game if you get your throat slit. How many fights are there in hockey? I feel like there's not enough.
I haven't really kept up with hockey that much recently, but I mean, generally they were always fighting. I remember, especially, you know, it's going to get into a big thing when they pull their gloves off and they start punching with their actual fists. And usually it takes a minute for the ref to, you know, but they're wearing a lot of pads, and they will pull off their helmets though. And they just like, they're kind of like pulling at each other, and they're moving on the skates, and there's like a whole group of them that come into it, and then there'll be a penalty. And I mean, I do like that with the penalty, you know, you lose a player And so it can be like 5-against-4 or 5-against-3. You pull out do people do this in other sports? Maybe in soccer. I don't know. I don't think in soccer you get a penalty, but you don't lose a player. Or do you?
I don't know. I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
I've
think
ever
so.
watched a soccer game in my entire life.
Okay.
Hell yeah,
So
dude,
you guys,
America.
so someone will let you know, but I and me know, but it's the fact that you have these like power plays. So for 2 minutes, like you could be up a player and it changes the whole game. And then at the end, if you're down, you like pull out your goalie and get an extra player. That's always, I just like those aspects I really find fun. And I like the
Last
skating.
time I pulled out my goalie, I got arrested.
You have to ask for consent before you pull out your
Yeah,
goalie.
I know that
Yeah,
now.
right. You have to ask permission first.
And you have to be very careful and protect yourself with a pizza cup. Oh,
Yeah.
Was that anything?
Oh, pizza cup. I feel like I don't
I
remember what I
mean,
was gonna
we gotta
say.
you guys have to have that as like some kind of merch, the pizza cup. Oh no, you
Pizza-
said that's already a thing. Never mind.
Is it a thing though?
Oh no, did you make that up? I can't remember. I've
I
like
don't
now
think
the
so.
wine is hitting me and I can't remember if you were telling me about something people eat in the South. And I was like, of
No.
course, in Mississippi, they have these. I'm like going to go down there the next time and be like, let's get those famous pizza cups. And people go, what are you talking about?
See, we've got
We don't
so
have
much
pizza cups, but
good food down here, and I've never had poutine, and I want to have it one of these days.
Mm.
See, we don't get good
It's-
Canadian cuisine all the way down here on the Gulf Coast.
I mean, poutine is really good. When I was a kid, I didn't really get it. I just like French fries. I didn't really get the gravy but once I started drinking, it's like the first thing I eat. I don't even care if it's like from a good place. I mean, almost like you want to get the like the traditional one, not like the fancied up version. You want like the fast food. There's a chain of fast food restaurants in Quebec called La Belle Provence, like the
you made
Belle
that
is
up.
beautiful province, the province of Quebec. It's a fast food chain. Anyway, you get your poutine there. They've got the standard gravy, the cheese curds that like the squeaky,
Oh yeah.
the fries where they haven't like changed the grease in the fryer for a long time. It's got
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
want to make
Oh,
poutine
my
at home,
goalie's out right now.
so if I want
Thinking
to,
about some fucking poutine.
I'm calling the cops. This Karen is.
so if I want to make some poutine at home, so what kind of fries do I start with? Is it crinkle cut? Is it steak fries, shoestring?
Ooh,
Well,
shoestring
at the
sounds good.
fast food place, it's a little bit like sort of in between, like kind of like a fast food fry, like a McDonald's French fry. You could have it like that, or you can get generally like they'll be more a little bit thicker, like McDonald's fries are quite matchsticky, but
So
like let's say a
kinda
little
like
bit thicker than
Burger
that.
King, like Burger King fries.
Are those thicker? Okay.
Yeah.
My sister works at McDonald's. I can't go to Burger King.
Is it just a
full
brown
disclosure.
gravy? Just like a regular brown gravy?
Yeah, I even think, you know what, guys? So there's they make poutine gravy that you can buy in the grocery store. Because when we went at the height of COVID in New York, we went back to Canada and we were in the woods and we went to the grocery store there and we saw that there was like we actually made our own poutine where we were, because you know how you couldn't go to restaurants and whatever. And so when I go back to Montreal the next time, I'm gonna get because it comes in a can, right? I'll get like a can of one of the brands that like has poutine and they put out the gravy. And anyway, I'll send you the gravy. I don't know if the gravy is different where you are, but I'm sure any gravy is good. The main thing is that you want to have the fries, at least half of them still feeling crispy. Some will be a little bit wet from the gravy. You want the gravy hot enough that it like melts the cheese curd, but that some of them are still whole and that they're still like formed. So that you get some melted, where you get a string, but that you still get the experience of the squeak in the bunch.
What exactly is a cheese curd? Is it something I get in the cheese section of the deli?
No. I
Maybe
can
we don't
answer
have
this
them
question,
here.
dude.
Okay.
We have cheese curds, okay? It's literally just fried cheese, Bubba. It's in a ball instead of a stick. Therefore, it's
No, no,
not a
no, no. It's
mozzarella
not
stick.
fried. No, it's not fried.
What?
It's
What is it? I
no,
don't.
it's like a part of the I think when you make the cheese, it's like something that kind of is like left over, maybe. You know what? I don't know. I don't even know what a
Oh,
cheese curd
hell
is.
yeah, dude.
But though it's not fried, it tastes like it's like pieces of cheese. Like we usually get them in a bag and they're
Yeah,
like all
come
kind
on.
of various sizes and they're hard and they're like a bit squeaky. They have a bit of a, not like a sort of in between a mozzarella and a cheddar. Like it's not like a sharp, but it's a hard piece. Like that's and so it melts a bit, but so you want to be able to like still have some crispy fries, but you put your fork in, you get some of the string from some melted, but then on the side you've got a couple of like crispy pieces of fries and that haven't been like too much, and that the cheese curds are still, there's some that are still intact
So
and still get a squeak.
your definition of a cheese curd is cheese that wasn't good enough to eat the first time.
Yeah, it's better. No, I got okay. You know what? I have an internet here too. Let me see. Let me just see quickly. You
Because
guys
cheese
talk.
curds to us, I had cheese curds when I was in Iowa. It's like a northern American food. It's literally just a fried ball of like some white cheddar cheese.
Okay, so that's true. I'm like now I'm seeing a lot of Wisconsin things come up.
Yeah,
But
Wisconsin's and Iowa are close, I think.
yeah, but no, but there's the fried version, and I've had that, and that is good. But there's the part before it's fried. Cheese curds are moist pieces of curdled milk,
Moist.
eaten either alone or as a snack, or used in prepared dishes. They are consumed throughout northern United States, the northern United States and Canada. What are cheese curds made of? They're small
Okay.
pieces. They're curdled milk, roughly the size of peanuts in the shell, with a mild and cheddar-like flavor. Fresh cheese curds have a rubbery texture that causes a squeak when you bite into them. Curds are often eaten plain or with herbs, garlic, and spices. Fried cheese curds are also popular.
Okay,
See,
so the next time milk in the fridge expires, I need to just not throw it out and make my own cheese curds.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of like in Quebec. There's a lot of I know that we have a lot of more like loose laws around pasteurization, and we have some very like high level cheeses and things that would not be
Oh yeah.
allowed in the US
So
that
wait,
are like
you're
more
telling me that
French.
you have access to illegal cheese and you're
Well,
just
it
now
would be
bringing this
illegal.
up?
It might be illegal here because things are more kind of controlled in terms of like things that we are allowed in France or in Quebec, like with respect to pasteurization laws that, some allow for certain kinds of fine cheeses are not allowed, I think, in the US because they're more strict with some regulations on that. I mean, you
I
think,
gotta get into some of
everything,
this.
everyone here is like, oh, no regulations, freedom, man. But it's like, you don't even know about certain cheeses because
see,
of
we
your
can't even get
regulations.
cheese curds here. I just looked up on.
That's crazy. Considering everything you're allowed to eat in Mississippi.
Yeah, all we have.
Yeah,
I
right.
looked it up and on Walmart.com, and the only thing that comes up is cottage cheese.
Okay, maybe Walmart.com isn't do you guys have like a
Called out, dude.
Let me
Jason doesn't
see.
know how to Google.
no, but do you guys have like cheese shops?
I don't know, probably.
Probably.
Like places
Not
that
here.
specialize in no, but in you guys, are you in like a hip part of Mississippi or
Oh
are you in like an Austin there?
Well, sort of.
no.
How does it
Ocean
work?
Springs likes to think of themselves as the artsy community.
Wait, what is it called? Ocean Springs?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where we live. Is Ocean Springs.
I'm coming to
Ooh,
visit you and I'm bringing a bag of cheese curds and
please.
cans of gravy. Yeah.
Yeah, I regularly eat alligator. That's what part of the South we're in.
I have had alligator once and it was in Montreal. It was a restaurant that was like, I don't know if it was serving different kinds of Latin American food. I did try it and it was it's chewy, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of chewy. It tastes like a cheap meat. It tastes like chicken or pork or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone says that everything tastes like chicken when they don't know what to say.
I
The
think it's
meat
very
tastes like,
gamey. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan.
but it is.
Oh,
You're not
I'm
a
a big
fan.
fan, dude. The gas station down the street sells gator balls. I hit them up, man.
Wait, what is that?
What do you
Fried
think
gator.
gator balls is off of a knee-jerk reaction?
I mean, it sounds like a sausage ball, but like made from the gator parts and maybe
Yeah.
fried with maybe a marinara or something or a dip of some kind.
So it's basically like you batter up some alligator meat and you put it with some like spicy peppers or something like that, or
Yeah.
jalapeno peppers, and put it in a ball and fry it.
Okay.
So
It's not the. Do alligators have actual balls?
Oh yeah,
I
for
think they're
sure.
inside of them. They don't like hang off like like mammals.
Okay. No, that wouldn't be like or not hydraulic or not. What's aerodynamic in the water? You know what I mean.
So I looked up
It would
Rouse's
drag
Markets,
them.
which is like the
Hydrodynamic.
upscale supermarket near me, and I still can't
Yeah.
find cheese curds. But what is Il Formaggio?
I mean,
Can
that
you
just
fucking
so
get cheese curds in America?
you can in Vermont for sure, or Wisconsin. You can in Wisconsin. Formaggio is, I guess, cheese in Italian.
All right, here we go. Cheese and charcuterie. Let's
I mean,
see.
cheese curds are not like an upscale thing that you would put on a charcuterie plate, but
Yeah, but down here we would think that shit's fancy.
but it comes
Okay,
in a plastic bag and you eat it like a, but yeah,
don't say charcuterie like that. Okay,
charcuterie.
you make me feel stupid. Charcuterie. Also, cheese curds are 100% legal. It's just we live in a shit part of the country where we can't get them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna bring you guys, or I'll like send it to you or something.
You
There must
just
be a way.
send us a
Please
couple of
do.
bags, and I'll go make some gravy, and I'll go get some good French fries from somewhere, and make some poutine.
Yeah. I think the French fries, you don't want them too skinny. They're not like steak fries, not super potatoy. You just want to be able to get like a couple of them on your fork that you pick up with the gravy and, grab a few pieces of cheese with it. And it's really popular on the ski hills, like in the, like that's like the only daytime really poutine is like if you're like snowboarding or skiing or like somewhere in the woods, winter kind of place on the road, or late night in the city after the bar.
It sounds good, and I'm starving, and I'm ready
I'm
to go
getting
eat.
so hungry actually. But I will say that another thing that I forgot about that somewhat, I went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming recently, and I was chatting with some people and they had been to Montreal, and the thing they didn't even bring up poutine. The thing that they really loved, which I didn't realize is anything that special, is the beaver tail, which is like a fried dough that's like flat like a beaver tail, and it comes with like chocolate or powdered sugar or like all those different toppings, maple syrup, and yeah,
I'm down for
that's really
this.
good. That's another good thing.
I'd eat,
Beaver tails.
I'd eat beaver.
Well, they're not real. I don't think you should eat. It's like
I mean,
eating
even if it
like,
was, I'd eat it.
what is it called when you can't drink the water from like a river because the beavers have been mating?
Flint, Michigan.
Montezuma's Revenge. I know that's what you get in Mexico if you drink the water.
Yeah. I keep thinking it's yellow fever, but it's
Oh,
not that.
dysentery. That's what it is. Dysentery.
But there's a more colloquial term for it. It's not, is
I
it
can't
beaver
even
fever? I don't know. Anyway, okay.
Beaver
Oh,
nut.
dude, I went through a really bad case of beaver fever when I was in high school. Dark times, man.
I played bass for
I feel like you
beaver
haven't
fever.
left that phase.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm all about the beaver. You know what they say.
Okay, so you're straight. We get it. Listen, okay, this is gonna sound actually made up, but the high school I went to an all girls private school, which I know you guys are like, what? We can't believe it. In Montreal, and my school was called Miss Edgar's and Miss Cramp School, which was a real place and is not part of Harry Potter. And the two founders, Miss Edgar and Miss Cramp, were lesbians, or as they were known in 1909, roommates. And our school mascot was the beaver. Can you believe, like, the school mascot of our all-girls school was the beaver. Our yearbook was called the Beaver Log. We had the beaver on the crest of our uniform with a Latin motto around it that said non nobis et urbi et orbi, which is Latin for not for yourselves, but for others, like a message of service, but so inappropriate. Our cheer was hip hip hooray, beaver ray. Like, what? It's like, oh my God. Yeah. And I'm married to a woman, so listen.
Yeah, I think you were brainwashed.
I think
I'm surprised that they
don't tell the Republican Party. They'll invade Canada. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I'm just surprised they've let women get educated.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, this is it. For now, you know. It hasn't worked out well.
But we're coming up on the hour, and it has flown by, and we didn't even get to talk about your album that you recorded. Tell us about the album.
I mean, my album is called All the Best Choices All the Time. It was recorded, actually a terrible decision. It was recorded the midterms of 2018. So November 6, 2018. It was like I didn't realize that was the night of the midterms when I booked the taping, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. And it's sort of like at that point when I recorded, it was released in the spring of 2019, about moving to the US with my Muslim wife right before Trump and also leaving a career in law for comedy. So just making all the best choices all of the time. And,
that was the best time to move here.
I mean, we moved in April 2016. I was like, oh my God, we're going to be here for Hillary Clinton. I've been like, now I'm used to everything being terrible, but at the beginning, I just had not experienced anything bad in my life. My wife is Palestinian, so she just sort of like rolled with the punches, but you know, I'm a privileged white woman. So, the only thing I've ever been denied is Hillary Clinton. So I was having a time of it. I was at the marches. I was resisting, you know. I mean, I still am to a certain extent, but yeah, it was, so that was the album. The problem, I will just say with the album, this is another horrible choice, but I don't know if people are talking about this, but anyway, I signed a contract with Spoken Giant. They've been very nice about it, but they were trying to get a certain kind of royalty. Do you know about this whole thing in comedy?
Yeah.
I
do.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So my album is not on Sirius, and it's not playing on Sirius, and it's not on Spotify. So if you would like to hear my album, it's very underground at this point. It's hard to find. It's got a lot of cachet. It's I guess you could hear it on Apple, or as you mentioned, on the 100-Pound Gorilla website, because they were the label that recorded it. I'm going to record a new album because it's been a while since the last one, and I'm going to do it, I think, in May or June in Brooklyn. And how many of you guys think this is a good album title? Because I have a monthly show in Brooklyn called Sandwich, and it is the third Saturday of every month. The next one is February 18th at Union Hall in Brooklyn, that I co-host with a very funny comic named Gastor Almonte. And we give away a sandwich, a different amazing, huge sandwich that Gastor, not me, finds every month. And also comic sandwich, new material that's the concept. So I've been going through a hard time. COVID, working together with my wife. Here, she's just coming in. Oh, okay. Oh, is that more wine? This is what she's giving.
Oh, hell
I mean, listen, that's like not bad. I know, as I'm like, it's been really hard with my wife. Oh, more wine, honey. Thank you. It's good now. But it was a difficult time. And I was trying to like be normal and project sort of positive to like basically normal vibes backstage. And anyways, I was at a show and the host was like, how would you like to be introduced? And I said, if you can tell people I have a show tomorrow night called Sandwich. And he's like, sure, no problem. And then he goes out on stage and he's like, everyone, your next act, very funny, performs whatever. she has a show tomorrow night called Sad Witch. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like you are picking up what think I'm not putting down. So I think that might be the next album. I think it's going to be called Sad Witch, and it's going to be about the last couple of years. Luckily, on the other side of it, but
I like it.
Yeah,
I mean, Sad Witch, Beaver Fever, whichever one you want to go with.
Well, I mean, unless I re-record like Taylor's version, my album that's not really available anymore, to try to get it back on Sirius XM. In which case, I will do. I think I have stuff about my high school and the Beaver on the last album. Anyway, go find it. I think. Let me know if that's on there. I haven't heard it in a while.
It's at 800poundgorillamedia.com.
Jason, thank you for that. Bringing it back, telling the people where to find it. It's very
Yeah, Jason.
There's a lot of comedy albums on here. This is crazy. I had no idea this thing existed.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's all the way underground.
Wow.
I fucks with it.
There's a lot of albums on here. So if you're a comedy
Trade
fan,
secret, that's where I get a lot of our guests from.
Awesome.
800 Pound Gorilla Media.
Well, Jess, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. We got to have you back because this was a fun episode to do. And
you guys are the best. I love odd couple dynamics. My wife and I had a duo act for a little while. I'm Jewish, she's Palestinian and Muslim, so we had that. And then Sandwich, my co-host Gastor is a Dominican guy from East New York, Brooklyn, a not gentrified area of Brooklyn, and I'm, me. And so it's also he would try to teach me, or he'd tell me some slang from Brooklyn that hadn't spread yet, and I'd have to try to guess like what it meant, and it's really fun. So I like these kind of mismatches.
Oh yeah, we cannot get more mismatched than me and Jake.
Yeah, dude, we're two different socks on two different feet, Bubba.
Oh yeah,
we don't even.
But it works. We make it work here.
Works.
But Jess, thank you so much for coming on. We definitely got to get you back, and anything we can do to help out. I'm gonna put the link in the show notes so that people know where to go pick up the album, and I'm gonna put a link to your website as well. JessSalomon.com takes you to her website, and you've got like merch and all kind of stuff here.
Yeah, it hasn't been updated in a little while, but it'll take you to a link. Shopify or what, I don't remember what it is, of the stuff that I have with my wife. Anyway, put it up. But otherwise, I think the best place to find me is on Instagram at Jess_Salomon, SALOMON. And I have a Linktree there with a couple of links like to the Tonight Show set and my special that I have with my wife that's free in America. It's on a streaming service in Canada called Marriage of Convenience. You can watch that full special. And anyway, and any live shows that I have, I'm starting to book stuff on the road, so I'll put it up there.
Awesome.
And get your pizza cup merch.
Oh my God.
Available now.
So
I am about to wrap a slice into a cup and offend everyone in New York City.
Oh, let's make a video of it. And
okay, I will. If it's not tonight, I will do it. I promise.
So Jacob, you got anything you want to throw out there before we leave tonight?
Let's see. I am hosting the 7th annual Touch Biloxi birthday extravaganza on February 18th at the Hotspot Lounge in Gulfport, Mississippi. I haven't done comedy in a while, so I'm going to go up there and have fun and try out some new bits. So, you guys come see what I've been cooking in the notebook.
Yeah, I'll be up there and probably try to do a couple of new jokes that I've written over the last couple of months and see if they actually work. Because I haven't been on stage in 8-9 months, and I don't like it. I like to be on stage, so we'll see.
Yeah, I've gotten on stage since I've been attacked. So
yeah,
I mean, I win.
Yeah, and for me, don't forget Rockin' the Sound, March 18th, 2023, at Point Cadet in Biloxi, Mississippi. It's an all-day music festival. Go get your tickets at thesound228.com, and we're gonna go ahead and walk out the door. And if you would like to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. We are at openmicers.com. Also, Linktree/openmicerspodcast takes you everywhere you need to go. And you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/openpodcast. And we thank you all for hanging out with us, and we will see you all next week.
I've got a beaver fever.
Hold on, let me just grab my dog.
All right.
Coco.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the Twitch feed. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next week.